Hello guys, we are from group 19. In this group, there are Jessin, Haifa, Kania, Fahmi, and Ovin. We would like to tell you about decision making. So, here we go.
So, is there a college major that your family prefers you not to choose? Or a certain career that your family advised you against? Does your family influence your decision making? In this video, we'll examine the family influences on decision making and how it might differ on Indonesian culture and on European culture. So why do we choose decision making? We found that family influences on decision making can have meaningful effects. For example, a research in Indonesia revealed that children in families who support them to be active on decision making actually have increased achievement in education compared to children who aren't supported to be active decision makers. So you can see how decision making can be important on your lives. So first, we'd like to specify influence as the ability to affect or sway decisions. We know that decisions are influenced by many things. One of them is availability heuristics. So first of all, we'll explain what heuristics is. Heuristics are mental strategies that allow us to make quick and efficient judgments. Availability heuristics happens when you estimate frequency or probability in terms of how easy it is to think of relevant examples of something. Here we provide an illustration based on our personal observations. Can have meaningful effects. For example, a research in Indonesia revealed that children in families who support them to be active on decision making actually have increased achievement in education compared to children who aren't supported to be active decision makers. So you can see how decision making can be important on your lives. So first, we'd like to specify influence as the ability to affect or sway decisions. We know that decisions are influenced by many things. One of them is availability heuristics. So first of all, we'll explain what heuristics is. Heuristics are mental strategies that allow us to make quick and efficient judgments. Availability heuristics happens when you estimate frequency or probability in terms of how easy it is to think of relevant examples of something. Here we provide an illustration based on our personal observations. In Indonesia, some people think that for students who choose a college abroad, especially in Western countries, there's a high probability for them to start engaging in drinking behaviors in premarital sex, which is viewed in a heavily negative light in Indonesia. So some parents would advise their children against studying abroad. Because this information is readily available to some children, they are also likely to perceive the same thing about the prospect of studying abroad, and then probably eventually they will not choose to study abroad. Although it's important to know that this view on studying abroad is not held by every household, but some do hold this sentiment. As a comparison, in European or even Western culture, studying abroad is viewed as a pursuit that can enhance your cultural experience and awareness about the world, as something that is positive and something that is encouraged. From that illustration, we know that in both Indonesian and European cultures, family can influence decision making. So as you may have gathered from the situation we have illustrated, culture affects the decision-making process. Okay, so let's find out more about family influences in both Indonesian and European cultures based on the research that we have found. In European culture, it has been found that sexual orientation, that is, whether a family is traditional or modern, and wife's occupational status, that is, does the wife contribute to household income, can affect mother and adolescents' influence on making a decision-making and product buying. So here we'll examine the facts. Mothers who work outside the home exert more influence than mothers who stay at home. And mothers with high occupational status exert more influence than mothers with low occupational status. And so mothers and the rest of the family members have equal participation in making decisions. Here, we would like to emphasize the fact that all members of the family contribute the same in this decision-making process. Meanwhile, we have found that in Indonesian culture, it might differ a little bit, as was stated in the research conducted by Swandinata in 2012, which has found that children overestimate their influence and role in the family. Meanwhile, parents also underestimate their children's influence. And this research stated that there is no correlation between occupation of the mother and children's influence in the family. We've also found some research regarding career decision-making that perhaps can give some more insight about the Indonesian and European culture. In Indonesian culture, according to research by Arlen Kasari, Akmal, and Rahmatika in 2016, when a family negatively views a certain career path, the child will seek another job, and the family's attitude on that certain career would lessen the child's self-efficacy. This is consistent with our personal observations that we have explained in our illustration. And as for in European culture, it was said in a research that certain variables can exist in a family, such as warmth, attachment, support, and autonomy, that affects career decision-making. In European cultures, mothers also involve herself more intensely on career-related plans by providing psychosocial support, such as affection, tolerance, and stimulative behavior by parents. Although some research regarding decision-making in Indonesia have provided us with information such as we've passed on in this video, more research are needed to be conducted so we can have a better understanding on how family can influence decision-making in Indonesia, and so we can examine if the comparison between family influence on decision-making in Indonesian culture and family influence on decision-making in European cultures. So far, all this information are gathered from research. But are you interested in family influences on decision-making that can differ personally? What's your offense opinion on how our family has influenced our decision-making?
I think that in collectivist culture, especially here in Indonesia, decision-making is heavily influenced by family. Because here we do everything based on our shared values, and what is thought of as a group sometimes automatically adopted by individuals. For example, I think of my family a lot when I'm considering which college I'm going to choose.
This is our contribution table. You can see it by yourself. And then, this is our impression about virtual mobility project.
And by that, we conclude our video. Thank you for watching. We hope the information we provide in this video gives you some more insight into how family influence on decision-making in Indonesian and European cultures can differ. Have a great day, everyone.